Dear participants, a kind request to everyone. Kindly mute your audios and off your videos to avoid technical issues and for better clarity. Please avoid presenting your screen during the session when the chief guest is presenting the PowerPoint. Kindly avoid sending greeting messages and pleasantries when the session is going on. You can have your mobile in landscape view in order to have a better view during the PowerPoint presentations. Expecting your cooperation. Thank you.
Review no need to work, but you have to work in many years, and after that only you can able to write the review. So you can write the papers. Then whatever you are writing the papers, if you are keeping in your laptop or your bins, that is no use. You have to publish in papers like in journals. So that journals should be the high impact. In fact, there should be there. If you are putting in low impact, publishing in low impact, then there won't come the citation. It is not an effective publication. So why should care about the writing? You must communicate your work to the world. So once you are analyze your materials and everything, and should communicate with the world work, otherwise it is no use. If people don't know about it, they won't use it. So increase the probability of adoption, and clear writing requires clear thinking. So if you are writing clear writing, the readers they can understand. If you are not, if you are confusing the words in writing, then they won't understand. So your readers. And good writing can be joy. It's kind of art. You can writing the paper, you can find the new results and new things when you're writing the papers. You can enjoy that one. If you are writing bad, that is ugly. So these skills are transferred to the go for next level. So what are the goals of your paper? Means you have to communicate the ideas and experiments. So once you are doing experiments and you are keeping in your laboratory, that is not good. That is not a good goal. And you have to communicate the ideas to the world. So and pursue the people to the approach and describe the experimental and research. Whatever you are developing the methods, that should be come for the research community. Now allow to other to reproduce the results precisely. Means it is very important, and it is to be honest. You have to publish the papers and produce the results, and that result should be there. If you are some other research community they are doing this, that should be reproducible, and the result should be precisely. So know your research community. So who are you? That means I'm the person is I'm also doing research, means that you have to know in the research community. So when you should know the expert your area, who are they in the expert area, and people outside of area you should know, and expert the professor and advanced undergrads. You should know that expert professors who are there. So then only you can communicate with them, and you can, if you need any results and you want to do any techniques, means in other laboratory, that is for that needed the expert the professors. Then industry participants also it's needed, and a researcher and at present who are working in this field, and past 10 years who are working in this field, that should be know. Then title and abstract, then often use to decide whether read the paper. You should know when you look at the title and abstract, you should know whether it is our related field or not. That should you know about that one. Then the last thing is the clear and more self-contained the paper, and that will guide the audience. If you are clear in these things, then you will be clearing for the audience. Then you get data. You have to gather the all important data and analyze you have to analyze those things, whatever you have get the results that you have to interpret, and you have to analyze, and you should do the plots and tables. And after that, you have to organize the results so that flow of logical sequence will be there. There should be the logical sequence will be there. You should not randomly. You should not present in paper. If you are presenting like that, then if that it won't go for high impact journals. So you should consolidate the data parts and create the figures of the for the manuscript. So you have to keep the very limited of figures. You should. So I have more data. I have to fill the whole paper. You should not think like that. You should minimize the figures, and maximum you can put 6 to 8 usually is good number. And it is, if it is there additional information is there, if there's more information is there, and proceed means you should put in the supporting information. So discuss with the data and with the advisor. That is very important. You should discuss with your data with your advisor, and note down what is giving the suggestion. Based on that, you have to go for the next writing. So note down the important points, and that is helpful for your writing when you write the paper. So write the paper at the first. You have to make the draft. That is not a final. You should make the first draft. Identify 2 or 3 important findings emerging from the experiments, and make them central of this theme of the article. So when you are doing the experiments, you come to know. So from that results, you should know. So what are things are there? Based on that, you have to write the article. Then note that good bad writing style is in the literature. You should learn the literature, and then you find out whether it is good or not. That should be there there. Some of the simple and easy to follow, some of the just too complex. You should choose this very simple. At the same time, if it is the complex, if it is the soluble, you can choose that one also. And prepare the figures and schemes and tables in the professional manner. You should be the professional. So you should with that you have to choose and how to prepare the figures, schemes and tables and professional manner. Yeah, quantification data is accuracy should be there, and significant data and error bars. Example, it is there 0.01 into, it is there means you should put in the 1 into 10 power minus 3. You should not put in the long lengthy words numbers. So if it is there in example in chemistry, we will use the milliliter means we use the shortcut form like ml. Gram means you should G only, it is sufficient. You should not put a G or A like that. You should not put. So hour means you should put H. That is sufficient to write this one. So and editing. So once your first draft is ready, that is not a final. You should not don't think like that. You go for the you should edit the that manuscript or article or whatever may be. You should 90% you have to reread and write, and editing should be there. If it is there, if you find there is some unnecessary words and extra word is there, means you should delete that one. And the more important, the important is breakdown is complex sentence. If it is there some complex, you can't able to understand that one, means you should break that one. And if it is then you should clear sentence should make, and you put in your paper. And main thing is you convert the passive into active voice. That is main important. And one step is should should be contain these things are very important as a paper. There should be the title should be there and the abstract should be there and TOC and table of content of graphs should be there and introduction should be there and experimental part, experimental section that is present in some journals they will ask in earlier and some papers record in the end of the section. So and then result discussion is very important. That is improve your paper and finally conclusion. Just don't repeat the whatever you written in this abstract. Don't present in conclusion. You should you have to write in proper manner. Then you have to acknowledge to who are helped in your research goals. You have to acknowledge and you put the reference. That is very important. Then if it is a more information is there in your experiment and this means you have to put in the supporting information. So title, once you have to choose the title, that is very important. So when the readers, they will see first title only. If you want, they want to find some new problem is they can type first title only. They won't type abstract or something. They can't visit also. Title is very important. It is a part of paper. It is very useful for the first read when the readers use first. So if they are typing in electronic index, it's allow find the paper should be less. It should not be long and it should not like it will be allow you to find the papers that are relevant to their research. If they are relevant to their research they are doing is it should be read. Then they identify the main issue of the paper. You should find the what is issue in this entire experiments and research and discussion. You should identify that one, and after that you have to choose the title and begin with the subject of the paper. That is also very important. And accuracy, unambiguous, and specific and complete. The title should be complete. Will be there without complete or incomplete words is there means that is not good. So once the reviewer or editors first they will check the title is long or big like that. Those things is very important. And attractive and face to avoid. So investigation, study, novel, facial, etc. Those things you should not put. So then avoid not only the specialized community. Okay, then. So why title is important means the title is a privileged place in the text because it draws the reader's most complete attention. The titles are important along with the introduction paragraphs. So means whatever the title you are given, and you are going to start with the introduction part is that is also there is related will be there. By identifying the topic and argument or method easy and strong title begins the work informing or convince the readers. Once the readers means the convince means by identifying these topics only. The strong title instructor mark the how understand questions and the concepts. If they have some questions, they should be answered by your title. A title chosen early in writing process can help writers stay track during their writing process. You should, if you are writing the papers at the time also you can get some ideas, and that time also you can change the title. And alternatively, creating title is end coming with the title is difficult. It made difficult these its main ideas point is unclear. Okay, you should clear in title. That is very essential for is a publication. So, what does a great title look like? Be direct and enthusiastic. The title should be there. Be direct. Don't confuse in title and enthusiastic, and don't try to get the surprise to the readers. You should direct only, not don't want surprise. If your title is 2 or more lines are there means don't worry. You should split the 2 parts. One is main title and subtitle, separated by colon. So use words or phrase from easy questions in your title. If a good title doesn't suddenly come to mind, write down and your topic and keywords from your essay. So when you're writing the papers like introduction or result and discussion, you can get some ideas that you can put in your mind, and you can put this title also and rework your title to be written and expanded,
Excuse me,
deleted
sir.
several times. Yes,
Excuse me,
madam.
sir. Sorry for interrupting, sir.
Yes,
Sir, can the volume be increased a little, sir? The participants are requesting for your phone volume to be
okay.
increased. Thank you so much, sir.
They make the title is informative and possible, even it seems to be a longer word. So don't hold back your reveal your conclusions. Okay. Then abstract is main creative and generating curiosity. A report is an article you will be record and include an abstract. This is usually very concise summary of what report article are about and usually placed before body of your writing. Abstract can be read to get quickly and overview. The abstract is word is come from the Latin is abstractum, which means the context from the longer piece of writing. So there are two main types of abstract is there. One is descriptive abstract and is informative abstract. So the first couple of sentence should be focused on what study is about. Then second one is they include major findings in style that general leadership can read and understand. Means please avoid the detailed experimental process and data. So keep it short and effective. The abstract should be short, it should be effective, and you should be cover all everything. So there are two types. One is discriminative types. This is they can use the humanities and social science researchers, and they have to use these 50 to 100 words. That covers the not always included in the overview. Okay. The second one is informative abstracts. So generally use the science and engineering and psychology reports. You must get the essence of what your report in about. Usually about 200 words. If it is there more, if you are writing the more words, the people won't listen your abstract. So more informative abstract also key parts in the comma. These parts include the background, aim, and purpose of research, and method used and finding result and conclusion should be there in informative abstracts. So why do we write the abstract means an important parts of reports and a research paper and sometimes academic assignments. The first thing people read when they want to have quick overview of the whole paper. They have to. This is very important because once you are submitting your paper to the journals, the editors they will see only they won't see your entire paper. They will see only your title and abstract only. That there you are confusing or you are not giving the proper means your written very confusion means they won't accept. So it is very essential to first thing the people when read they want have quick and overview whole paper. They can to know. So what is in this your article that should give to the readers. Then how to write an effective abstract. Yeah, first reread your paper and report for overview. Then read each section and condense the information each down onto sentence. Okay. Then the sentence ensure they cover the major points of your papers. So what are the major things are there you have to cover in that one, and check the word length is further reduce if your words is if necessary by cutting or unnecessary words if it is there means you remove those things, and that is good for your abstract as a good abstract. And edit for flow and expression should be there. That flow is very important to the abstract. So what makes a good abstract? Use one well-developed paragraph that is coherent and concise. Then second one is they cover all the essential aspects of the questions. What do you explain this abstract in this paper means that you have to include in abstract. So you written in plain English and understandable to wider audience as well as your discipline specific audience. Often they use passive structures in order to report finding and focusing the issues rather than people. And use the language is original paper, often more simplified from the more general leaders. Usually does not include any reference in the abstract. You should not provide any reference in abstract. You should avoid that one. In public subject journals, it is formed to the beginning of the text, while academic assignments it is placed in a separate preliminary page. So next part is introduction. That is the first impression is count for law. So make a good one. You should after abstract you should concentrate on introduction. So introduction is a doorway to the more involved analysis and evidence you provide in the rest of the paper. What you are given, what is your paper? You are going to the background of the topic, and you add the 2 or 3 paragraphs that discussed in the previous work. The earlier who are worked in this area, what are they got the results, and those things you have to discuss. Not much, and you have to very short. You have to short out that one, and you have to discuss those things. And open with a strong opinion. Sometimes it is a good present to your arguments straight off. It is strategy create a sense of urgency. It is there some urgency, some recent method is there going in community research communities. You should explain there itself in introduction itself. Introduction should be a raw draws your readers in your paper. It should be convince your readers. And point out the issues that being addressed in the present work. That you have to present also present work. What you have to discuss the earlier work, what they did in a research community, and you have to present what you are going to explain in this paper. That is also you have to present in introduction. And don't be afraid to write the tentative introduction first. You don't afraid. You should write the paper, and then if then you change it later on, rewrite if necessary. Some people find out they need to write some kind of introduction in order to get writing process started. So these things should not be in the introduction paragraph. Don't be get the apologize. Don't be asked the apologize, and never suggest we don't know what you're talking about, or that you are not enough in expecting this matter. That your opinion you would matter. So avoid is like following. In my opinion, like that, you should not start with an introduction. You are not sure about this, like that. If you are writing that one, then the readers think you are a loser, like that. Then, although the definition is extremely useful, it is might sever your purpose of device of your own device. These definitions. Later in essay, you won't avoid the using the beginning of essay. So many writers find the useful write paragraph or even to get the easy sharpen their own idea what they have to do in the introduction. So next part is the experimental part. So in laboratory, that's what we are going to explain in experimental section. So you should be briefly explain all specified materials and the general procedure, so that only that the authors individual may some of the judge the scientific merit is your work. So how it is the believable, like that they can analyze from the your experimental part only. It is not to be step by step describing everything you did. Means if in your laboratory you will do the many experiments to optimize to get the results. So those things you should not put in everything in an experimental section, and nor is the method section is in and introductions. And do not explain like story. Do not explain like story. Whatever I did this day, I did this one like that. You should not. You should explain in proper way by the way of notebook. Should whatever in notebook is there that you should not put in the external part. Then you have to divide the this materials. If it is there long is there means you should put in the materials and methods and characterization and so personalized chemicals, biological materials, or any equipment or supplies that are not commonly found in laboratory. That you should write in the external materials part. Commonly found supplies such as test tube, pipettes, and these things you should not put in the materials because it is a common material. You should not write those things also. Those things. Then you have to specify the equipments like specific enzyme and the culture from the particular suppliers that you should explain in the experiment part. In bioscience, we frequently work in with the solutions refer to them by the name and describe it completely, including in the concentration of all the reagents and the pH of aqueous solution, solvent if non-aqueous solutions. Those things you have to explain in materials. And methods means the report the methodology, not details each process that employed in the same methodology. Like same, you should not repeat the words. You should new words you have to put in and you have to write. And methodology completely including a specific such as specific temperature and incubation times. Those things you have to explain in clearly. Then so why means because they will the readers they can the other researchers they can check their if they want if your research is really interesting they can also use. So there if you are using some like temperature it should be the precise. If it is there randomly is there means they can't be able to reproduce the results. So the well-documented procedure were used report the procedure by name, perhaps with the reference that all. For example, Beaufort assay is well known. That is, you don't write in the everything those things. You should put in the name Beaufort assay like that. That is enough for the these methods. And omit all explanation, information, background, save for the discussion. So everything you should not discuss in this methods. You should save for some for the result and discussion. And omit information that is irrelevant to the third party, such as what color ice bucket you use, which individual logged in the data. So so whatever you are doing, so then next very important is the result and discussion. This is two sections can be combined or separate. You can sometimes you can write result and discussion, or sometimes you have to put the results and separately you have to discussion. Describe the results. Detail include the LC and detailed discussion should be there. So whatever you did the experiments from the results and you interpret the results that you have to discuss in here only. The order of figures should be flow in the discussion. Seems not to be a sequence of the work conducted. Means you should write. You should put the figures and you have to discuss. And if you discuss, put the discuss and then put the figures. You should not don't confuse to the readers figures and discussions. The results section is to present your state, finding the results, explain the explanation of the discussion. Discuss how your data is compared to the contrast with the previous results. So previously some authors they have published some research. So that research how it is key photographs enhance the scope of the discussion. So summarize your findings, then the text state them, the figures and tables, and then the text describe each results and observation most is relevant. Yes, context describe the questions was addressed by making a particular observation. So whatever the question is that should be answered. The control experiment and include observations that are not presented in the formal figure or table. You should discuss in detail control experiment and analyze your data. Then prepare the analyzed data from the figure and table in the text form. So style should be there. It always use the past tense when you refer your results and put everything in the logical order. And then in text refer the each figures like figure 1, figure 2, like etc. You should not confuse, and you should not randomly, you should not put the figure numbers, and don't confuse to the editors also. So that is very important. So you then miss the figures also, that is also not good. So number of your tables as well. So you have to minimize the number of tables also in main paper. If it is there more number of tables is there, means you should put in the supporting information. Place your figures and tables properly numbered in the order end of the report. Then if you prefer, you may place your figures appropriately within the text your result section. Okay. Then what to avoid? You should avoid the excessive presentation of data or results without any discussion. Without discussion, you should not put any figures or tables. If you are putting like that, then they will obviously the reviewers and editors, they will arise the questions. If they arise the questions you are not able to answer, the paper will be rejected. So the citing every argument with the published work. And don't discuss and interpret your results, report background information, attempting explaining anything. And you should not put the raw data, means so whatever you are getting the results, that you should not put whatever you are getting the like interpret the results, that should be there. The intermediate calculations in the research paper and do not present in the same data more than once. Then text should be complete, because not repeat the tables, there is the difference. Okay, then go for discussion. The interpret your data and discussion is appropriate depth. Here you have to explain your research and explain the phenomenon, must describe the mechanism, and that may account for the observation. So you should explain what is your research and what are the mechanisms involving in your research, that you have to discuss in detail. So the result differ from your expectations. Express why it may happen, why it's happened like that. You should discuss those things. And results agree the described theory that evidence supported. See, whatever you are writing the results, that is not that should be there. Theoretically, it should be supported. If it is not supporting, then they will editors and reviewers, they arise the questions. If you are not answered the question, that is not good. It's never appropriate a simple state that data agreed with the expectation. And do not simply dismiss the study of part of the studies inconclusive. So without conclusive, you should not put. If it is there, then it's not good. Not that you have treat study in the finished work. Then at the same time you have to discuss the future direction. So we are getting the result something here in this part and in this research. So then these applications are something the future aspects will be discussed in the discussion part, such as how experiments might be modified, decide the experimental design and hypothesis, whether it is purposely controlled like that. Those things you have to explain. And once the experiment will not answer the overall the questions, so keeping the big picture in the mind where you do the next. So one experiment is okay. This once you did the experiments, that is not a final. So there, the next also it will go. So you should keep the mind. So what you're going to do next. So that is also you can discuss in that discussion part. And best studies of open new avenue of research. What questions remains? So then you have to go for the conclusions. It is very important. So and don't confuse whether it is whatever you written in the abstract, that is just copy and paste. You should not do in conclusion. That is not good. So what is the main point of your paper? You should explain what is the claim of your you made and what arguments did you back up your claims. What are the your ideas you put in your these papers that you should discuss, and what you are want to the reader be thinking about the finishing your papers. That is also you to explain these questions that conclusion is argumentative paper should answer. The purpose of conclusion is reinforce your question and the arguments that you have discussed in paper, and so already you should care about your topic. Include the major findings for the brief discussion in these disciplines. So important, you do not rewrite. Yes, you do not rewrite the abstract. The statements investigated studied are not is a conclusion. So then you have to do the step one is transition, and second one is state the main point of your paper in a new way. So step three is briefly discuss your arguments, make your and put all the parts of. So once you complete this conclusion, then you go for the acknowledgement. You have to acknowledge to the who are helped you for your research. You should give their acknowledgement, and the style vary of different from the journals. It will be different. Some journals require the complete titles of cited your reference. So reference, please check it is very important. Please check for the accuracy for the all citations. You have to refer the whatever you should taken from other journals. You should present the reference and supporting informations. Include the methods, analyze black experiments, and additional data is there. Means you should present in the supporting information. So, what should avoid? Data without scientific discussion, application of data, review of literature are not sufficient. So, routine synthesis and characterization nanomaterials, studies that report the incremental advance are not considered suitable for the publication. So use the phrase like a novel or first time in the title or abstract. Such descriptions do not impress to the readers or reviewers or editors. So other overuse the phrase one part in this facial. So name of the flowers and fruits and vegetables describe the nanoparticle and nanostructure shapes or morphology. Those things we should not use these words. So you do even better. The author should make every effort to make a good presentation with proper usage of English grammar. The English grammar is most important to publish the paper. Ask the colleague and comment your paper before sending for the publication. So you can feel free to ask your colleague and you discuss with more discuss with your professor. Then that will be then you go for the publication. Then you go for the submission. English is not my native language. It's not valid justification for the reviewers who cannot be compassionate. Means they won't accept. So I'm from India or some like I don't know English like that. You should not get the apologies. So English is not my not native language. Barely written. If you are written the barely and it's not a proper manner means they reverse easily they can reject your papers. So publication of hobbies helps the edit language for accepted manuscript. But only thing is if it is your research is really it's very good and it is very correct affair means it is you are written also well. Some mistakes, some minor mistakes are there means the publication office help to the correct the English some grammar, some mistakes, but only happens in the once accept the paper. So before sending publication, it's very important. Nowadays, you should check the plagiarism. It's very important. So whatever you are writing the paper, so for us it's good. But once you go for the publication, you should know whether they can identify the editors and the reviewers. They can identify whether it is copied paper or it is the original paper. So you should before submit this publication journals, you should find the plagiarism. You check the plagiarism. That plagiarism remains a difficult to important issues in scientific publishing nowadays. Plagiarism is generally defined as taking another ideas, image, like means another ideas, the others ideas, images, words, and representing them. That is intellectual theft. You should not do that one. So often the plagiarism is more consequence, intellectual laziness than intellectual dishonesty. If you are doing like that, then the research community they can identify you. So you are taking from the repeated words and repeated images like that, they can identify easily. Then they put the bad name and you can so see how it applies to the practice the writing publishing the scientific paper. So copying of another ideas, you should not copy all those things and put the paper. That is not good. You can take from that words, but you have to modify accordingly and your native words. That is should be needed. And copying of another image, that is very uh, intellectual theft is this one. If suppose if you want to write the review articles, there you should need this another some other research images. But that time you have to get the proper permission from the journal or from the authors. There should be if you get the permission, then you can use. But you should do some slight modification I'm doing. Then you are putting means that is also they can easily they can identify and then put the remark on you. Then copying of another words like full paragraph you are going to copy and putting in the words that is not good. So note that whereas the passage still record the citation as to the original should be the original. And duplicate publication, that means self-plagiarism. So whatever I see, I have written the paper, that is my paper. So I am going to use next paper. Once I publish the paper, next paper also I am using the same way, some terms and the same paragraphs. That is also self-plagiarism. If they can identify the easily, then they put the self-plagiarism. So these things is over. You check you written a title and everything, and you completed your journal paper, and you are ready to submit your paper. So before submit the paper, you should select your journal. So each journal has specialized in a specific area research. Inside is the readers various. So you are in chemistry means you have to do in chemistry also there is various fields there like inorganic chemistry, organic chemistry, like physical chemistry, and so many fields are there. You have to choose a particular in discipline, and a proper choice of journals make large impact your research. So that is if when you are choosing the journals, very good journal means correct journals, then it will be easily they can get for readership. Select 2 or 3 journals in the chosen area related high impact factors. You should okay. You written well. You check the plagiarism. It is no plagiarism. Then you should go for the low impact journals. You should go for the high impact journals, and you publish in more high impact journals. And discuss with your advisor. Decide the journals. Which journals you are going to present. That is very important. You discuss with your advisor. Without discussing your advisor directly, if you are submit the journals, that is not good. Then the reviewers and editors they will raise the questions. So find out the journals submission and criteria format, and that your reference site is appropriate area. Then you go for the submission and read finalized paper carefully. Once again, you have to read the paper. If you take long time, also not a problem. Once before submission to journals, you must carry your papers and check the accuracy of figures and captions and correctly read in the text, and get the feedback from advisor and colleague, and make sure the paper is ready at least one or two colleagues who is not familiar with the specific work. So you can give with them like who are working in like in English department is there means you should give them and check the grammar is correct or not. You should correct that one and provide the cover letters. It is very important to publish to submission to the journals. So they won't read your papers and they won't read your discussion result and discussion those things. What they will read only your cover letter only. In editor, they will read your cover letters. That should be clear and should not do any grammar mistake or you should highlight your work in cover letter also. So that helpful for your go for further to send the reviewers. So editors there itself they can decide whether this is rated for our journals or not, like that they will decide. And so for that you have to impress your readers in scientific manner, not just like writing the words. You should write in the scientific manner. You should write the cover letter. That is important. So you should confirm your co-authors. So without confirming your co-authors, we are publishing this, and after that some problems will come. Then you have to answer for that. Submit the papers online along with the copyright form. You should give the copyright. Then okay, you are submitting your paper and you are getting some revision. So the editors or reviewers, they are ready to accept your article or paper means. Then they will send some. They can find some questions. They find some questions or some mistakes. They have to ask the questions and you have to answer for that. So revision and the galley proof will come. So manuscript is usually reviewed by 2 or 3 reviewers. Reviewers find out the difference, the suggestion, improve the scientific content. Read the comments carefully. You should read the comments carefully. If the reviewer misunderstand, find out the point by probably needs the revision or additional support. If they need, you should obey that one and you have to do that one if it is needed. And one thing is very important. Those things. This is don't blame the reviewers for his or her misunderstanding. You should not blame, and you have to answer for them. Be polite and respectful. Changes made in the text response to reviewer comments. You should read very carefully. To take long time also not a problem, but you should answer for their reviewer comments. And once again, you carefully read the paper for its accuracy, presenting in the data submission of revised version. First time sending the paper is not a problem, but second time also, if you know some mistakes or something, you must care for that mistake, and you have to clarify and rectify that one, and you have to submit as a resubmission. The once accepted publication, you should receive the galley proof. After accepted, they will send the galley proof. Like they will that galley proof within a month you will receive. Then you should that is the last chance to make the final correction. So it is very important. So once you finalize, then if is there any mistake in your paper or in anything is there means it will come as an erratum, or if find some other researcher, that is it is demerit for you. So you should must careful in the this galley proof. Yes. What to do if if you are accepting your paper, no issues, we are happy. If you are not accepting paper, the editors, editor or reviewer itself, they rejected means you don't discourage. That is very important. You should not get discouraged and read the editor comments and discuss with the advisor and students and collaborators. You should discuss with them. So why they are rejected? What is the reason? You should find out that one, and find out how you can make the studies stronger and acceptable for publications. When you go for next publication journals, that should be accepted. For that, how you have to do that? That you have to make. And do not just turn around and submit the paper another journal. See, when the journals are rejected, immediately I'm going to for sending another journal. That is not good. You have to must carry read the paper, and you have to wait for the comments, and you have to do that one. And after that only you go for the another channel. Read carefully comments, and at the same time you submit do they can easily the publisher they can identify. So they read carefully comments and they find the ways improving the scientific quality of paper issue. Like if some scientific improvements is not there, means you should improve that one and carry out the additional experiments. So some editors give some suggestions. These experiments is lacking. You should do the experiments, and you have to. Uh, if you did, it is acceptable for another publication like that. They will give suggestion. So you should obey that one, and you have to do that one. So rejected papers can be resubmitted if and only they concern the reviewers accurately addressed in the new results. Any questions? Please feel free to contact the editorial office. Yes, these some of the 10 characters is dull your paper means avoid focus, avoid the original and personality, make the articles really long. Do not indicate any potential implications. Leave out illustrations, omit necessary reasoning like this. So big journals, high impact journals. So then obviously you can get very good citation. If you are publishing in low impact, you can get the very less citation. If you are publishing in high impact journal, you get the citation. So these things, if you are writing good, you did a very good experiments, you choose the very current affairs problem means then it's publishing in high impact means obviously it will be increase citation. So choose your title carefully, check key people find your papers, and publish index publish in where it counts. So means if it high impact factors increase the probability of getting citation, and use the standard of the institution affiliation and address using no abbreviations. You should not use the abbreviation. You should put in the standard institution affiliations and those things address also. Use your keywords, the place your title repeated in your abstract. So whatever some important points are some recent current is going is that is you should put in the keywords. So repeating that is helpful for increase your citation. So next one is they use the consistent name of all your publications. So don't change the names. Your like for example, Tirumurti Kannan, Tirumurti Kannan, Kannan Tirumurti like that. Don't suffer. So you should constantly you have to put the same name. And open access increase the citation over rate means free access increase the so easily the readers they can open your paper and they can read and we can collect the information and they can find your how your highlights of works. Then the main important next one is use online media to promote link on your research like Google Scholar profile page and ResearchGate, LinkedIn and Tweet. So these things you should promote your this one. Then describe your evaluation of research in a review. So you should write in a review paper. You should get the high impact and many members of research they can cite your paper. So that is it is not easy to write a research review. It is very difficult. But if you are get the review paper, international authors, you should get the some collaborations with then the citation will be increased. The team authorized the article to get more and use more reference. So you have to use the more reference, but it should be relative for your field. It should not every reference I am using, so it will come obviously I will get the more citation, more things. So then publish across your disciplines means once yes I am chemistry means I am only do in chemistry. No, you have to do in many various field like biology, science and physics like that. So means they have to do so many applications. So like that then the number of citations will be increased. So make online like archive. This is whatever you are published articles and what field working is. So these things need to be explained and sharing the detailed research data with colleagues and something and avoid the selective questions type of title. So that is very, very important. So in this Germany and Neckard and they are investigated about 172 articles they written, but they are question type that, but they got the low citation. So make sure that your information is correct. Check the name of the obligations, the final proofs, and write review papers. That is, they keep your professional web page published list up to date. That is very, very important. Some authors and professors they will publish the paper, but they won't update in their own page. So what will happen? So the people they don't know what is current paper, they don't know. So it can be freely accessible article increase the citation of 50 or more. So this is my Google Scholar, and it's almost published in 20 articles. So recently I have received in year of 2020 I received 2 articles as a co-author. So impact factor means it is our journal impact factor means the academic journals is scientific index that reflects yearly academic average of citations that article published in the last 2 years in the given journal received. So in 1975 only this impact factor it came. So again Gatherfield is this discovered to this impact factor is taken by Thomson Scientific and Healthcare. So citation means bibliography citation is referred to the book, article or web page or other published team. So H index means that is Harris index. George Harris in 2015 discovered this one, and I-10 index recently is discovered in Google Scholar in 2011. So this is my recent publication in ACS, American Chemical Society of Inorganic Chemistry. It is very old journals. So this first this person is given to me this paper. I corrected many times, like more than 8 times. Revised this paper and finalized this one. And after that, recently we got this very good paper in ACS Inorganic Chemistry. It is very, very old journals. So this is my PhD research work, and this is very, very good paper and good research. Unfortunately, I am unable to publish in high impact. I tried in green chemistry in Royal Society of Chemistry. That is impact is 9. So we are not familiar in this is the first paper in chemistry that the RS advanced and the main. So another thing is we use some like you see the facial like that. There's some flower names like that we used. So at that time we are not much aware this one. So that's why we got the RS advanced. But anyway, it's good impact only. So TOC is TOC itself. We should explain. So what you are going to explain your research, that is clearly they can know the audience. And I'm very, very happy to this paper. I written introduction also. I discussed in the what is the experiment and what I did and what is previous work and what is my work. See this mechanism. This compound is I found the new compound. So many reviewers and researchers they did ABC product only, but I found with this my catalyst I get this product and they explained and in this paper and editor and reviewers they given very good comments, but unfortunately we publish can't able to publish in impact. So anyway, it's working. So after that this one is it is under communication in ACS journals, ACS journal. So now I found out the right the papers like clearly, so it can be accepted easily. So in worldwide there are Shimingo that institute is ranked the country in rank. So in that China is first. So the number of publications they are publishing, and then second United Nations, United Kingdom. Then fourth we got the place in India. So in chemistry and physics or biology, if you are publishing in JAX, this or Angiochem, surely you can get the job in India, like Central Institute, NIT or IITs. So this is very old journals, and this is ACS American Chemical Society, and this Angiochem is Bailey journal, Bailey publications. So there are many publications are there. You can publish in this journals. Obviously, you can come to know. So you are the very good researcher like that. Then this is method if you're publishing. It's pretty good. Then daily publications are so many disciplines are there. And Royal Society of Chemistry, and finally elsewhere. And thank you for attention to listen this entire session. Thank you once again.
Thank you for the informative session on an effective publication and increased citations, sir. You presented the entire subject of research in a nutshell, and the crux of the seminar was explained by you in understandable words, and the points to ponder at the last were really useful. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and experience with us in the field of research. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for organizing this committee, and thank you for this college, and thank you for everyone. Thank you.
Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others. May I take the honor of welcoming Dr. M. Nagarajan, the convener of the International Webinar Series, to express his note of gratitude. Welcome, sir.
And is it audible? Nishaman, is it audible?
Yes,
is
sir,
it
your
audible?
voice is audible. Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. A very good evening, honorable present here. I, on behalf of KSG College Management, the supporting team, faculty members, and on my own behalf, extend a very hearty thanks to all the participants for being with us and sharing the joy of learning along with our institution for the past 5 days. I would like to thank our college management, our correspondent, KS Geeta Madam, who made us work with this vision of achieving us to explore and expose ourselves. The motivation made us achieve today with a resounding success. Thank you, ma'am. I also express my note of gratitude to our principal, Dr. B. Gunalan, whose directions and experience helped us being focused and kept us marching towards the success always. Thank you, Gunalan, sir. Thanks are also due to our Vice Principal, Dr. M. Bhaskaran, who helped us a lot. Thank you, sir. A very heartful note of gratitude to the honorable delegates in the wonderful seminar. Dr. Anurag Diwari from Graphic Era University, Dr. Balanagalakshmi, KLEF University, and Dr. Mahe, GH Rayeshwani University, Dr. Roji, St. Kitts Institute of Management, and Dr. Kannan Tirumurthy, Henan University of China. They all made this series special and meaningful and took time to share their knowledge and experience that they had gained down the years. We really felt honored to have you all with us. Thank you. I would like to express my happiness that to all the participants who are supported and encouraged a lot. I would like to say the total registration of the entire seminar is 834. The maximum participant in the time is 632. The total duration of the entire program was run in 7 hours and 40 minutes. The total question asked from the participant through the chat box and mail or 37. So from the feedback, we came to know that the 53% of participants are said that it is an excellent program and very good 16, good 19, moderate 8, and the poor is 4. I would like to place on record that the success of us here today has involved a lot of teamwork. Yes, the organizing team has done it virtually from different places, overcoming all the odds, putting their hands together. Myself, Dr. N. Nagarajan, and Dr. N. Ranjit, Dr. P. Sagadevan, Professor Anisha Anand, and Professor Jaitun Baby. And with us, there is a lot of supporters behind us, the organizing supporters, the Professor Jayabhuvadi Raja, Dr. M. Raja, Professor Sukendran, Professor Nishantini, Professor Sri Priya, Professor Raghunath. I also thank my wonderful organizing supporting team with them. They have given the help to the communication, technical support, the designing from the scratch, and the YouTube streaming of the seminar series. I would be just black and white unless the colors are added by the creator. I humble myself before the Almighty. I give all praise to Him for the grace showered in uniting us all together and for the successful completion of the seminar. Thank you. Once again, I thank you all the participants. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the wonderful note of thanks, sir. We thank all the participants and a special thanks to our chief guest for making this day special. Thank you, dear participants, for being with us throughout the 5 days and for attending the international webinar series conducted by our college. We request you to fill the feedback form given in the chat link and you'll be receiving your certificates in your mail. Thank you and have a nice day.